YouTube, what's happening? It is Monday, July 1st. As you can see, we have a jam-packed schedule of 3 total games today in baseball. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't, because we'll do a quick recap. Yesterday, 6 and 7, it was a red day. Don't want to run from them. We don't hide from them around here. They're going to happen. We think of things like the stock market around here. If you're new, we do short, we think long-term growth around here. It's going to go up over the course of time. You're going to have dips and valleys along the way, but you're going to have spikes too. Overall, it's still going to grow in the long run. As you can see for the season, we're up 73 units just on baseball season, of all things. For the month, the last 30 days, that was June. We went plus 38 units. We would take that any day. Now, do we expect this all the time? No, let's be honest here. There was a 9-day stretch of profits in there where every single day was profits. That doesn't happen often. If that number 38, if that's +1 or +1,000 on August 1st, I'm happy. I don't care what it is. As long as it's green, that's all we care about around here. Green is good, red is bad, we move on. So we only have 3 games to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump to that first one and get this over with now. All right, first game, we got Houston and Toronto. Houston's won 2 games. Toronto's lost 1. Brown 5 and 5 with a 4.37. Don't let them stats fool you. Dude has been a monster this month. Probably pitcher of the month if you weren't paying attention. Rodriguez 0-2 with a 5.94. Murphy is highlighted. We will look a little deeper into the Murphy here in a second to see if that's something we want to go with. Looking at the odds, we see that Houston is a moderate favorite on the road, 8.5 and 9s on the total out there. Looking at the bats, it's hard to take a Murphy when you got 2 offenses like this. I don't like doing that. For me to take a Murphy, I want it to be highlighted, but I also want 2 awesome pitchers and 2 terrible offenses. So some people are way more liberal when it comes to it. I'm not. I'm conservative with the Murphys. Like yesterday, Colorado, Chicago. Yeah, that's a Murphy. They hit 3 straight Murphys in that series. So I took all 3 of them. So I think it was nice. So here we have Houston's getting 7 runs a game for their last 3, and they're batting .314. That ain't Murphy material for me. I'm passing on that. But they are hot. The offense is on fire. Toronto's doing good too. 5 runs for 11th while batting .275. They're not as good as Houston, but they're still pretty good. So we have 1 super hot offense and 1 hot offense. First, these pitchers. Rodriguez, you can see he's only pitched 1 game since April, when it was June 21st. He's only did 1.1 for 4 runs. We don't know much about him, but from what I'm seeing here, he's not all that good, to be honest. So, but his counterpart, dude is a beast. You can see, 4.37. Oh, he's not that good, right? Show me in his last few games. This is his worst start, and that was June 2nd. That was a month ago. And yet, the last 4 games have just been stellar. Now, let's preface this. It was against Colorado, the White Sox, Detroit, and the Angels. All of these, when he faced them, were pretty cold offenses, let's be honest. But hey, do what you do. It's working for you. So now he's facing Toronto. So Toronto is more likely to score runs on him. So, and this guy's able to give up runs. So looking over here at the odds, we have a couple things we can do here. Since we have such an advantage in bats and pitching, since I believe Brown is probably the pitcher of the month. Do I think he's that great of a pitcher? Maybe not. I don't know. It's really hard for him. He started off rough, but now he's doing good. So I'm going to take Houston on the money line, but I'm also going to take the over in this one. I thought about taking a run line just because there's only 3 games today, so I'm going to be a little more loose with my picks because I only have so many games, and I want some action. So a day without action just feels weird to me. So that's next week. We got 3 days of no real games next week. So that's going to be weird. So I'm going to take Houston on the money line. I'm going to take the over of 8.5 and expect Yariel here to give up some runs. And I think Houston's Hunter Brown, that's what I'm trying to say, ends up getting tagged a little bit by Toronto, since Toronto's, as you can see, the bats are both doing pretty decent. Yeah, we'll do that. We will take Houston and the over and move on to the next one. Next up, we got New York and Washington. The Mets have lost 2. Is the Grimace era coming to an end finally? People are starting to question. Nationals lost 1. Peterson 3-0 with a 3.67. Up against Gore 6-7 with a 3.92. Murphy is 50.9 based on what they've done this season in the respectable spots. Popping over to the odds, we see that is basically a pick 'em on the money line. 8.5s and 8s for the totals across the board. Looking at the bats, the first thing I notice is the trend line. They're both going down. That's something to notice. And the Mets are 6 runs in their last 3 for 7th, while batting .234 for 16th. Washington, not as good. 3 runs for 22nd while batting .212. The batting averages are pretty close in the last 3, but the runs aren't really this close there. So we have a slight advantage Mets offensively, I think, but they are both trending down. So Looking over at the pitching, Peterson's going out there. You can see he has faced Washington. It was June 4th. You can see I did 6.2 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned. Pretty decent game, I would say. He got roughed up against Miami of all teams a little bit, 4 runs, 4-2 against Texas, and 3-1 in a 4.1 inning against New York. So he's not going to pitch that many innings. He should get to 5, but you know, when you get to 103 pitches in 4 innings, there's a reason for that. Something's up. So that's wild. You see what you get there. Pop over to Gore here, 3-6 to 139. Has faced the Mets as well. Same series, not same day. 7-6-6. The Mets got to him. They got to him good. So face Atlanta, you can see against Miami, Arizona, San Diego. Gore's been slipping this month. June hasn't been his best month ever, so he's been a little up and down. We can see Peterson's been a lot more consistent. It feels weird to say I like Mackenzie Gore. I'm a fan, but I think Peterson's probably better right now at this current stage of the season. So I would give New York the slight advantage when it comes to the pitching. I give New York the slight advantage when it comes to the odds, and I mean to the bats. And with the odds, we see it's basically a pick 'em. Someplace you can get the Mets almost as an underdog. FanDuel's a little different. That's cool. Hard Rock's cool too. All right, so I will be taking the Mets on the money line this one for sure. And for a total on this one, I'm going to lay off. I can't do a total on this one because I can't trust. I don't want to take an over with teams trending down. I don't want to take an under with 2 pitchers that, with Peterson hasn't pitched all that much and gave it 4 to Miami, and Gore has a couple games, especially against New York of all teams, who he's been rocked. So for me, I'm just going to take the money line Mets. Move on to the next one. All right, last game, Milwaukee and Colorado. Milwaukee 1-1. Colorado 1-1 yesterday as a massive underdog against the White Sox of all teams. Wilson 5-3, 3-8 against Gomber 1-5 with a 4.63. Murphy's red 42, but the Yurfie's highlighted. And based on my little bit of research I've seen, we might be talking a Yurfie today. That's a first. So let's pop over the odds. We see Milwaukee as a moderate favorite on the road. 11.5 for the totals across the board. The bats, pretty middle of the road, 4.7 and 3.7 for the runs each game for last 3. 265 Milwaukee for 12th in batting average. Meanwhile, Colorado's 127 for 30th. Yet somehow they won yesterday. 6.7 versus 12.3. They are striking out a ton. They struck out 21 times yesterday. 21. That's impressive to do. You only get 27 outs in a game. So that's, wow, that's impressive. So, that's hard to do. So you see those stats there. Let's look at the pitchers. We got Bryce Wilson going out there, 3.89 with a 1.23. You can see his recent games. Hasn't faced Colorado, but dude has been getting rocked. He either pitches a gem or gets rocked. Pitches a gem, gets rocked. And a medium game. So you can see he gives up runs. So that's what we get here. Gomber, on the other hand, dude, 4.63 with a 1.31. You can just see he has not faced Milwaukee. 8-5, 5-4, 11-8, 6-4, 5-3, 5-1. You see runs shall be scored, hence the total being 11.5. The bats, this is one of those things that, yeah, Colorado's batting 127. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. Am I betting them to win? No, not a chance. Will I take Milwaukee to win? Probably. So back over here to the main screen. Your fee is 11.6%. The your fee is based on what they've done through the season in their spots. Milwaukee hits the your fee 29.5% of the time on the road, which means they score a run in the first inning in 29.5% of their games. Colorado scores a run in the first inning of their home games 39.4% of the time. That's how you get that average. You multiply them together, probability 11.6, it happens. Then you throw in these kind of pitching numbers from Gomber and Wilson and throw in these bats. And I'm going to take a Yurfie today. There's only, if this was a full slate of games, I wouldn't do it. But since there's only 3, I'm going to have a little fun today. This is all entertainment anyway. We should all be having fun. So I'm going to take a Yurfie, root for a run in the first inning. I'm also going to take Milwaukee on the money line. Let's be honest. Milwaukee should win this game. And I'm going to take the over of 11 just because if I'm betting Yurfies, I'm betting overs too. So we're going to take Yurfie, money line Milwaukee, over, and that's it. All right, that's it. All 3 games broken down and explained. You can see we're being a little more liberal than usual when it comes to the plays because there's only 3 games, let's be honest. So, so a little quick recap for everybody. We are going to take Houston, Toronto. We're going to take the Houston money line, but we're also going to take the over in that one. New York and Washington, we're going to do the New York Mets money line. Milwaukee, Colorado, we're going to be a little fun. We're going to take a Yurfie for once, the Milwaukee money line and over of 11. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 6 total plays for the day. There's only 3 games, so 6 plays is more than enough. So we'll do that. Outside of that, you think today was bad? Next week, there's 3 days where there's no actual games. Monday's a home run derby, so I'll probably do a home run derby based some kind of statistics video for that. Tuesday's all-star game, so there will be probably an all-star based video there. Wednesday and Thursday are the hard ones because those are just pure off days for the players. So I think I'm open to ideas what I should do. I want to post a video both days because I'm a creature of habit too. I like to give out videos. I want to do things. And I've had a lot of people asking like behind the scenes, like how do I build the model? How do I get my information? How do I do this? I think one of those days a video is going to be based on how to do this stuff. And then another video might be just like a general long form evergreen, like how to bet statistics wise and how we should be doing it this way instead of, you know, so many people post videos on how to do things that when it comes to like, oh, bet these parlays, oh, put $1 to win $1 million. Yeah, you can do that for fun. You shouldn't be doing that for as your main source. No. So I'm probably do a couple, one behind the scenes, one general betting next week. But if you have some other ideas, please let me know because 2 days of nothing is rough. I want to post something. I need to know what you want to see. So let me know in the comments below. Also, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.